It's the power that moves like a mighty sea, the peace that brings wars to cease. It's the voice that calls us into being. Can you hear it? It's the joy that makes a songbird sing, the word that every language speaks. It's the name that is above all things. Oh, say it. Love, love is everything. It can't hide, be pushed aside, or be unseen. Love is everything. Love is everything. It's the one alone, unafraid to stand. Neighbors were marching hand in hand. Feels like thunder rolling across the land. It's you and me. Yeah, love, love is everything. It can't hide, be pushed aside, or be unseen. Love is everything. Oh, oh. It stands beside us, goes before us. Love is everything. It moves around us, it restores us. Love is everything. It stands beside us, it goes before us. Love is everything. It moves around us, it restores us. Love, love, love is everything. It can't hide, be pushed aside, or be unseen. Love is everything. Love is everything. Just let your heart free your mind until you believe. Love is everything. 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 Love is everything.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Even though I walk through the valley, sometimes it feels like I crawl through the valley through. I got a promise that I hold on tight to. Can't lose it when I'm right beside you. Yeah, God, I know the plans you have for me when my cup is overflowing. So while I'm in the in-between, I'ma live my life knowing if I get down, you pick me up from the ground. You give me love that don't give out, giving no conditions. You lift me up and up again now. No matter who surrounds, I let my hallelujah get loud like a freight train, sunshine or rain. You lift me up and up again. Ask me how I know you're gonna do it. You did it. Every time a blessing's coming to me, you're in it. Pressure tried to make me turn away. Forget it, cause even on my worst day, if I get down, you pick me up from the ground. You give me love that don't give out, giving no conditions. You lift me up and up again now. No matter who surrounds, I let my hallelujah get loud like a freight train, sunshine or rain. You lift me up and up again. plans you have for me. So while I'm in the in-between, I'ma live my life nowhere. Come on! If I get down, you pick me up from the ground. There we go! You give me love that don't give out, giving no condition. You lift me up and up again now. No matter who surrounds, I'll let my hallelujah get loud like a freight train, sunshine or rain. You lift me up and up again. Ask me how I know you're gonna do it. Every time a blessing's coming to me. Yeah. You lift me up and up again.
Thank you, Van. Hi. See, some people stood up to move their body, get that lymphatic system going, but a lot of you just sat there.
Shame.
You'll get another opportunity next week, though. All right, so good morning again. I think I'm feedbacking a little bit. That means I just want to hear myself again. You guys you're not getting my jokes this morning. But I love to laugh. I love to smile. We at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral land of the Kuia, the Gabrielina Tongva, the Keech, and the Pachanga peoples. We commit to live in right relations, to love our neighbors, to seek justice and loving kindness, and to walk humbly on this land. We recognize our oneness so we may decolonize our minds and set each other free from the pain of racism and violence, to live better as Great Spirit intended in harmony with nature and with one another. So again, good morning and welcome to the morning table. I'm Reverend Sonja Prince. Love lives here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, where you belong. So I want to remind everyone here to please put your phone on silent so that our time together can be spent uninterrupted. Now, let's ground ourselves in unity as we recite our focus statement together. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Now, you have another opportunity to get up and move your body. Thank you.
Welcome to the temple. Welcome to the sanctuary. You don't have to worry, just come on in. Welcome to the presence. Welcome to the family. You know you don't have to hesitate. Just come on in. Come on in and sit down. I saw you peeking through the window. I bet you're wondering just what's going on. So quit your sneaking around. This is where you belong. And open up the doors now. Welcome to the temple. Welcome to the sanctuary. You don't have to worry, just come on in. Welcome to the presence. Welcome to the family. You know you don't have to hesitate, just come on in. Come on in and sit down.
Now, did you notice all the love around you? And did you hear all the voices raised in song? I hope you get yourself dancing and singing along. So let your body move now. Welcome to the temple. Welcome to the sanctuary. You don't have to worry, just come on in. Welcome to the presence. Welcome to the family. You know you don't have to hesitate. Just come on in. Come on in and sit down to the beat now. Welcome, 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 come on in. Welcome,
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 come on in.
come on in.
Welcome,
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 come on in.
come on in.
Welcome,
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 come on in.
welcome to the temple.
Welcome,
Yeah.
come on in.
Welcome to the
Welcome,
sanctuary.
welcome, come on in.
Welcome to the temple. Yeah, yeah.
Welcome to the temple. Yeah, yeah. Come on in and sit down. Sit yourself down.
Yeah. Yelling today.
Good morning, everyone. I am Ed Ryan, one of your licensed spiritual practitioners here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. I'll be available after the morning table for a brief moment of prayer in the prayer room, located right down the hall on the right. Please don't leave here this morning with anything on your heart. I would love to pray with you and absolutely know that prayer works. Now, there's a candle in the center of your table. I invite you to light it together with me now. And as we come together in conversation this morning, this candle is a reminder that when two or more are gathered, a greater wisdom is available to us. We experience a deeper love, and our own light shines brighter. Now please allow this music to take you into the silence, followed by this morning's invocation.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world filled with chaos and noise. So I wake to these precious moments when I hear all that can never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world filled with chaos and noise. I wake in this holy silence when I hear all that can never be said, and right here with these precious moments I find God, I find God, I find myself.
So I invite you all to take in a deep breath and exhale. Close your eyes if you're comfortable in doing so. As we recognize that in this stillness, in this silence, that there is only one, that one infinite mind, that one eternal spirit that we call God. I know that God is all there is. It is peace that passes all human understanding. It is love, joy, freedom, possibility, clarity, wisdom. It expresses through me here and now. And as this is a truth for me, this is a truth for everyone present here. We are each one with God and one with each other. And as we come together this day, we recognize that truth of oneness, not only with each other here in this room, but everyone in this whole entire universe, in this whole world. We are each individualized expressions of God. And we're each unified with God and each other. And today, we make that sacred commitment to let go of any sense of separation, to let go of a need to otherize people that maybe do not think like us, act like us, speak a different language, come from a different culture. We recognize that that same light that resides within our very soul, that same divine energy that resides in the core of our being, that presence that is God exists within them too. That when we look at them, we see the face of God staring back at us. And so we let go of any need to judge, to criticize, to simply allow ourselves to see everything and everyone through the eyes of love, through the eyes of God, to recognize the preciousness of each and every life. And as we let go of those needs to judge, to criticize, we allow the wellspring of love to come forth within us, to view people that we may be different from us, that maybe have different unskilled behaviors than us, and just let go of that need to judge, because truly the work is an inside job. Truly the change happens from within our own very soul. And as we do so, we recognize that love residing within them, even if they cannot recognize it for themselves or unwilling or haven't had the awareness of the truth of their being. We can still see that for them. And so we take another step in our spiritual evolution and our evolvement, another step of that spiral of life, as Ernest Holmes referred to it. Another step towards our greater evolution, another step towards our expanding consciousness, another step to recognizing the God in each other. And I give great thanks for our willingness to walk this path, the spiritual path. For while we are spiritual beings having a human experience in these bodies, it is also very much a spiritual experience. And each and every step that we take in these human bodies can lead to a greater spiritual evolution if we choose to do so. And so I give great thanks for this knowing on this day. I give great thanks for the unfolding of this service with grace and ease and with most of all love. I just simply let this go and allow it to be so, and so it is.
Everything beneath the sun breathes like a harmonium. Pure perfection has begun, shining like a midnight sun. Out of darkness I have come. I see God in everyone. Let me be an instrument, guided by in heaven sent. May these grapes of pain's ferment, alchemize to love's content. Ever be a sacrament, knowing God is my intent. God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. God, I feel you all around. Oh, how you astound me with your grace. Rolling like a thundercloud, let me live my love out loud, standing for mankind and proud, baptized in a holy shroud. Peace be still and know me now, God is in all I have found. God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. God, I feel you all around. Oh, how you astound me with your grace.
Spinning like a prayer, feels turning like Ezekiel's wheels. Nothing like a kiss seals the spirit I've become. Knowing what I'm here for,
Feel you all
moving
around.
on to distant shores.
Oh, how you
Flowing
astound
from
me
the infinite,
with your grace.
God in everyone. Let me know your name. Hold me like the same breath as your word. God, I feel you all around. I know that you have found me with your grace.
Out of darkness I have come. I see God in everyone.
So I'm going to say it like the kids say it. That was fire.
Wow.
It was, wasn't it? All right. Take a deep breath. And anchoring into what we already know. God in everyone. God in you and God in me. In 1963, the Emperor Haile Selassie had unwavering commitment to human dignity. He said his vision insisted that equality and dignity be guaranteed for all, not just a few, resonating deeply with the idea of divine presence in everyone. He talked about every human being is sacred. And that aligns with our principles in Science of Mind. To see God in others is to awaken to God in ourselves. The divine is present in everyone, no exceptions. So this week, I was inspired by, we've been reading the book You Belong by Sabine Selassie, no kin to the emperor. But, and then I was also inspired by listening to, I was invited this week to A Woman's Voice. It was 5 days of different speakers like Marianne Williams and just great speakers. Reverend Dr. Sonny Cantrell was a speaker. There was a lot of really dynamic women that said to us, your voice needs to be heard. And I'm going to say that to everyone in here, your voice needs to be heard. And so I was inspired by Okoye, I think that's the way she pronounces her name, Graham. And she did a one-woman play called Spirit Awakening. And so it falls in lines with the Science of Mind that we are not separate, and we never was and we never will be. And that falls in line with Sabine Selassie's book, You Belong, that you're not separate, that you never were, and that you will always be. And so Okoye talks about growing up in Africa. And although I don't know if any of us grew up in Africa, but I know Lou spent some time there, and maybe there's somebody else in this room that has been there. And she talked about being African in Africa and letting everything outside be her playground. She talked about, running bare feet and not having to conform to wearing shoes like she did when she came to the UK. She talked about being in that night sky with all the beautiful stars. And I wonder if you remember when you were young, being outside before the street lights came on, but being outside looking up at the stars. And they were so beautiful. And we stayed out long enough to not get in trouble with our parents. But I wonder if you remember that freedom that you felt, at least I did when I was a child, and I know Daryl did. His street had tons of kids on it, and they couldn't wait to get out, to be with each other. And I can remember being out as well with my friends and not being able to part when it was time to go in, but we did. So I wonder if you remember, she talks about coming to the UK and now having to conform to wearing shoes when she once had the open sky to play in and the ground. Now she had to come into this little box. That was their house. And the things that she used to do in Africa, she could no longer do. But she went on to say that she was not happy with her appearance in the UK. You see, when she was in Africa and everybody in her community looked like her, spoke like her, wore their hair like her, she was accepted. And that's what Sabine Selassie says as well. She's coming from Ethiopia, coming into the United States, and not quite fitting into the black culture, not quite fitting into the white culture, but being this strange kind of in-between person. And so she felt like she was being othered. And so did Okoye. She felt like she was being othered. So I think that most of us, or some of us, or all of us in the room can kind of relate to that. You know, when something is unfamiliar to you and you walk into a situation where you are the, you know, there's not a lot of people that look like you, talk like you, have the same culture as you, you might feel like othered. So she talked about that, and but she was able to move through that. She would go in the house and tell her mom, you know, they're looking at my hair. They want to know if my hair is snakes, my skin's too dark, and all of that. And I wonder if someone told you in your life that you had skinny legs, or, you know, I don't know what it is, but something that made you feel like you didn't quite fit in. And so she says she had to embrace all of her body, her hair, her nose. And in doing so, it springboarded her, moving from this place that she found herself in a new country, you know, a new town with new kids, into a journey beyond barriers and beyond judgment. She was able to love all of her. And we can do the same. It may look different than hers, but it's worth the effort. You know, that song was so beautiful, God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. And Spirit, God, whatever you choose to call it, does. But it's up to us to accept it, to love ourselves. And seeing the divine in everyone starts first with each of us. So I put some mirrors on the tables. And I wonder if you would grab one. Now, there are some that are very tiny. And those are for you to take with you, because what you're going to do later on in the week, today, any time of day, is you're going to look at yourself and see the beauty, see the God in you. And in doing so and accepting that and loving that, then you can begin to see the God, the beauty in everyone else. No matter what their gender expression, color, creed, culture, all of that stuff that they tell us makes us different. But we know in our hearts and in our soul that we're all the same. So the exercise is to first do it and see it in yourself and accept it in yourself first. And then you can do it in others. So there are some mirrors on the table. Please take one. And this exercise is about loving kindness and compassion. And if you have your mirror, just look in it. What do you see? What do you see in the mirror? Oh, the people in the pews don't have mirrors. When you go home, look in the mirror. Look at your beautiful eyes, your nose, your smile, your hair or no hair, whatever it is, it's beautiful. So in the mirror, gaze into your eyes Breathe and affirm, I am love, softly to yourself. They're tiny, aren't they? Some of them are. But you can see yourself even if you moved it back a little bit. And you get bigger as you come closer to it. And that reminds me of one of the things she said, when you're on the ground, you look so big. But when you are up in the sky in an airplane, you're so tiny, and everything below you is tiny. So you may think yourself small, but come back down and see yourself beautiful, strong, tall, stand tall. And so look into the mirror and say, I am compassion, and I am compassionate. Now smile warmly and say to yourself, I rejoice in life, and I celebrate joy. So that's your homework, but that's the exercise for today. Who are you? Who are all you people in this room? I know. I bet Ed knows. I bet everybody in here knows. Because we say it every week, you are a divine emanation of Spirit, God, whatever you choose to call it. Saw it on the screen that you're connected, each beautiful little pearl on that diagram that I had a couple weeks ago. And when one is shaken on that, it affects everyone. It affects all of us. So everything that's going on in the world that we've been watching the news, and we see the news, and Daryl could tell you minute by minute what's happening, but I digress. All of that affects us. We may not be sitting in it, going through it, laying in it, doing all that. We may not be there, but when one thing affects one on this beautiful thread of life, joining each and every one, it affects us all. So how can we see the divine in others? I heard this morning somewhere it's an inside job. Start with yourself. You ever saw someone laughing and it made you feel joy in yourself? A baby laughing with the legs up. You know, they found their feet for the first time. All those things that they were saying and we couldn't understand them, now we began to understand that language. So our Science of Mind connection to all I've said is we are divine, aligned with Spirit. And as far as transcendent is concerned, transcending, we've been doing it all along. We've been doing it all along. So I applaud you for growth, for love, compassion, for joy, for all of that. And we continue. It doesn't stop. We continue. So what changes when we look at someone and inwardly affirm, you are an expression of the divine. I am an expression of the divine. You are an expression of the divine. But you are an expression of the divine, the Holy One, the Father, as you will, if you will, the Mother Spirit. However you see it, however you choose to see it. So we're going to go to our tables, and when we come back, we're going to have a new posture. We're going to stand strong in spirit, the spirit that dwells within us. We're going to know when we look in the mirror, oh, I'm going to say, oh, girl, you're looking good. I see the divine in you. You are an expression of the divine. So please go to our tables. Okay, 2 more minutes, and please use one of those minutes to go around and get the prayer request for the week. So you have 2 more minutes. Take one of those minutes and go around your table and ask your person at your table, what do they need? What would they like support in this coming week? Okay, we're back. I'm going to come to you, Daryl, so I can hear what was discussed on Zoom. I'm going to come to you, Scott, next, to hear what was discussed. I'm going to come to you. Oh, they're still. Okay, I'm going to go to Scott first. Scott, you have a lively table.
Hello. Good morning. Well, the biases, of course, are judgments themselves. And we talked about people's appearance and their race or any difference or othering. I think that it's all a fear reaction of people being different, whether they're shorter than you or taller than you or dressed differently or have more money or less money. You can find a problem with them. You don't necessarily need to always find a problem with them. And sacred listening and being fully present, we feel like we can learn so much from others. We can learn about them, whether we say, yes, more of you, or no thanks. Or we can also learn more about ourselves because we learn more in relationship. We learn from the challenges as well as the good things. And if we believed everyone was an expression of God, wow, it would really shift our perspective because we would slow down, we wouldn't just jump to conflict, and we would we would look for what is in them that is also in me.
Thank you. Daryl, you ready? Okay. Please let me know what's discussed on Zoom.
Okay, so for the first question, we talked about race consciousness and prejudices as being obscure things that we may experience and encounter, and seeing the divine in some of that as far as being challenging. Yeah, we just, we talked about keeping our awareness up, keeping in tune with divine nature, and knowing that, it's all a part of the one, and we can choose what part of it that we need to spiritually feed for ourselves. And then, and what does sacred listening? We talked about just being there, not trying to solve any problem, the problem. A lot of times people just want to share something that's special to them and not necessarily need a solution for it. So just positive listening, deep listening, and hearing the person as well. And then on the third question, we were both at a stage in our spirituality where, it's a challenge when you especially know that there's people and actions that are not necessarily good for everyone. And so it's a work in progress in that regard.
Thank you. Okay, I'm coming to you, Jabel. Did you guys do the questions?
Yes, we answered the question. Actually, we got into a very big discussion about about judgments that obscure your ability to see the divine. We were talking about, actually, Gail said, I have a hard time with people who are mean, who say mean things to other people. And I said, I kind of piggybacked on the fact that I think there's a lot of people out there who don't realize how cutting their words are, and how they say something to you and you're kind of in disbelief that somebody said something rude to you, and that in order for us to have more grace with a person like that, we have to realize that sometimes people just don't have an ability to filter a little bit and say things in a kind manner. And so we were just all talking about how we need to start being more kind. And I have found in myself as a teacher that sometimes I'm very blunt and need to have more grace with somebody who maybe would take it in the wrong way, and that myself included, somebody has said something to maybe be helpful in my life, and I've taken it as a criticism or something that's really mean-spirited, and perhaps I just didn't know they were saying something that was harsh. But yeah, we had a really long discussion about how we can be graceful with people like that who don't really see what they're saying to somebody as hurtful. So that's a big thing in my life, because I'm around a lot of people who feel like they should criticize other people, because I'm a teacher and we work with people in music and we work with people in theater. And so I'm trying to find that in my life too, is to have more grace and kindness when it comes to telling somebody something or communicating something to somebody else.
Thank you. All right. All right, so as I make my way back up to the front, my question is, what if? What if? What if we stop listening to the chatter in our heads because it's constantly being blared at us from our social media posts, our televisions, that we're not enough? What if you didn't allow that to go in, let it bounce like a basketball off you? So Daryl and I were having a conversation last night, because he wouldn't stop talking. But in all seriousness, he was talking about our oldest granddaughter. And he was like, what if you didn't point out everything that she made a misstep on? What if you told her how beautiful she is, how she's so smart, how we like the way she played her instrument, that kind of thing? And I remember when we had our adopted son, and he would do things, all kinds of things. And it was very difficult for me to handle it because I'm used to order. I used to be, not anymore, not so much anymore. However, I have grandkids now, so you got to let them be. And that's exactly what Daryl was saying. Let her be. And he wasn't necessarily talking to me, because I'm a good grandmother. He was just saying some of the interactions in the home can be a little harsh where she's concerned because she's the oldest. But I'm going to say to you, what if you stop letting social media tell you who you are? What if you stop letting the people tell you who you are? If it's a negative, why don't we start focusing on the positive? And that's what the therapist told me when I went to see her. She said, don't point out what he's doing wrong or the misstep. Point out what he's doing right. And it reminded me that they say you get more, what? Absolutely. Than vinegar. You get more flies with something sweet, sugar, honey, than you do if you put out vinegar. So we should stop putting out vinegar to ourselves. And that's why I gave you the mirror this morning, because I want you to use it, look in the mirror, and remind yourself how beautiful you are, how talented you are. I bet if we polled everybody in here and said, what do you used to do for a living? What kind of hobby you like? We'd be amazed at the diversity in what people love and they do in this room. That's fantastic. That's beautiful. That's creative. That's all of that. So instead of letting the social media or the news or people in your life tell you or have told you what you're not, focus on what you are, who you are, whose you are. Beautiful, individualized expressions, unique, talented, creative, serious, loving, compassionate, all of those beautiful superlatives that God is. We cannot be anything else because we're one with the one. So what if? And when you step into all the beauty that you are and embrace it, body type, body size, height, weight, whatever color, whatever they've said that you are. What if they had said, your beautiful expressions of God, go out and make this world great. Instead of focusing on the negative, focusing on the positive. I think that would change the world. Because if I can look in the mirror and say, girl, you're looking good today. Ooh, you go out there and be your God self. And I would step out the door, stand a little taller, and go out, smile at people. That warms you from here on up. What if we did that instead? So in order for us to see the divine within others, anyone, and we're using that word other, because there is no other, we're all God expressing. So if you see somebody that's an other, you need to check yourself. Check your consciousness. So, your call to action is to use those mirrors that reflect back to you the beauty of who God is in this world. And it's not too late because you're here. Oh, you know what? I'm just this age or this pain or this mind, or I'm too set in my ways to change. Well, that's not positive. That's kind of BS, right? Because if we're here, there's still more work to do. If we're here, that means you can still realize that dream that's deep down in your heart that you haven't been able to express in life. And in doing so and seeing yourself and stepping into your creativity and all that you are in spirit, somebody will see that and say, I want what she's having. I want what he's having. I want what they're having. Whatever it is. And then set the world on fire. We can set the world on fire. So practice radical kindness this week to yourself. Focus on yourself this week. You don't have to focus on when you walk out of your door, because if you're focusing on yourself this week and you're beautifully in this beautiful place, it's going to change someone out there when they see you. So I don't know about you, but I'm going to go change some folks this week with my attitude, that the way I step, the way I show up as spirit. So I invite you to do the same thing. Let that divine spark light a flame in you. And what I know about fire is it spreads really fast. And so it is.
Come gather round the mystery of love in our broken history, where grace heals the fault lines in me time and time again, welcomes me in to a house for the hungry, a well for the thirsty, where all saints come together,
Shoulder to shoulder.
a welcome for the traveler, new wine for the vineyard. In all things, God is able. Love has a bigger table. Show me who is my neighbor, the spirit hidden in the baker. 'Cause love doesn't meet a stranger. Love calls them friend and welcomes them into a house for the hungry, a well for the thirsty, where all saints come together, shoulder to shoulder, a welcome for the traveler, new wine for the vineyard. In all things, God is able. God has a bigger table. There's an empty seat waiting next to me. We gotta make some room for each other. Let my enemy be my family. Fill my cup till it's running over. Woo! Up an empty seat waiting next to me. We gotta make some room for each other. Let my enemy be my family. Fill my cup till it's running over. A house for the hungry, a well for the thirsty, where all saints come together, shoulder to shoulder.
A welcome for the traveler, a new wine for the vineyard. In all things, God is able. This love has a bigger table. This love has a bigger table. Love has a bigger table.
Ooh. All right, now it's time for our conscious contribution. Your conscious contributions to the center allows us to continue all our wonderful work. And one of the easiest way to do it is to just text to give at 951-419-5858, the amount that you wish to contribute. You also can go to our website at riversidecsl.org and click the link in the upper right-hand corner under the word contribute. And for those in the sanctuary, take that, what you want to give, and place it over your heart as we say our affirmation together, our abundance affirmation. Jason, can you put the affirmation on the screen? Well, we know it. I give and receive freely and generously with an open heart and an open mind. The universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you, Ben. Now we're going to have a few announcements. Jabel, you want to talk about this is the last day for the show? And
Sure.
get their tickets?
Awesome. You can just come to the door. We have a show at 3 and 6:30 today in Corona, Norco. And Jeff and I have directed a really awesome production of Beetlejuice. If you love that movie from the 80s, you will totally love this musical. We're so proud of it. And,
These kids have sung and danced their hearts out for 15 weeks.
Yeah, it's a 30-member cast, and it's super fun. So come talk to us after service, and we'd love to have you as guests. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and announcement from Roxanne. Roxanne is having her movement. What is it called, Roxanne? So the Joy Movement class is going to be today after the service, after we tidy things up, right in the back. And we're going to see how the space does for her today, because we're in a new place. So we may not have a full class today, but please show up for Roxanne and the center and get your body moving. Okay. I would like to ask the leadership counseling practitioners to please stand up and go around the sanctuary. And it feels so good to be breathing the breath of life today, to be breathing that Spirit of God that is in and through each and every one of us. I feel so good to be in this space, in this place. Once again, as we show love and compassion for one another, that's what we do in this place. And we learn practical tools that help us to take these and so much more into our daily lives. So I give thanks for this sacred gathering today, for all that has been shared at our tables, from our musicians and from me, from everyone here. You've given of your minds, your hearts, just thank you. And we affirm that we are loved and that everyone else is as well, no matter what they may be demonstrating in the world. They have just forgotten who they are. Confirm that you are compassionate. And may your voice, your movements in this world ease suffering. And may you rejoice in life and celebrate joy in your life. Accept peace, accept love, accept kindness. We talked about relationship with others, loving thy neighbor, and seeing everyone as a divine. And so are you. And we are equipped with what it takes to do so. So when you look in those mirrors, affirm to yourself all the goodness that you are, all the goodness of God, of Spirit, whatever you choose to call it. We have been granted a great opportunity to be the expression of Spirit right here. And so I see the divine in each and every person here. And what if you embraced it for yourself? What if you loved yourself unconditionally like Spirit loved you? What if? And so blessing this time that we've spent together for all that it is. I let go, I let God, and so it is. And now we will recite our affirmation together. I'll say it once, and then if we can say it together. The affirmation, please, on the screen. Well, it is, I see the divine in every face. As I recognize spirit in others, I awaken to the truth of spirit within me. Let's say it together. Let's say it loud. I see the divine in every face, and as I recognize spirit in others, I awaken to the truth of spirit within myself. Now today, I reverse that, because we have to see it in ourselves first before we can see it in others. So just give me a pass on that one. All right. So who's going to go out and have a great Sunday? So repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. I receive it. And I move love forward because love lives here. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it, share it, receive it, and I move it forward because the love lives here. Love lives here. Happy Sunday!
Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it, I share it, receive it, and I move it